Who are you?
Uh, Winning is a byproduct of hard work and dedication. So I'm just a man of if anything that you're going to do, you're going to give it 100%. 100%. Like if I wanted to be the most professional gum chewer, I'm gonna let you know how many calories is in this gum, how many spits you get to the gum dry out, and I'm gonna let you know how many chews you're gonna be able to get, how many bubbles you're able to pop. Like anything that I do it with 100% effort, or I just don't, or I don't touch it, or I don't even put my name on it.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of King Crush Thursday, the series where we highlight and uplift Black men, because frankly, not too many people are doing it. My name is Val Gay, and I'm super excited about this brother today. He is a sports excellence coach. He also coaches youth soccer and has really dedicated his life to that. But he's also a professional MMA fighter. If you don't know what MMA is, that's mixed martial arts. So you can't make this up. His name is Bamm Jones. Please welcome. Hi, Bamm.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you bringing me my flowers. How you doing today, Ms. Va? How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm feeling great. I'm so great that you are here, and I'm so glad to be able to get to talk to you because you are helping us to bust open this really narrow, myopic view of what Black men are in our society, no matter where
Yeah.
you're from, right? And we know there's so much more. And that ultimately, I would love for a young king who may or may not have positive Black male role models to come to this repository, see all the same questions, answer all these different positive and successful Black men, and hopefully they can find guidance there. And then
Yeah.
for the rest of us who are neither male or even Black, for our minds to be expanded, so ultimately we can live in a more just and open society where people can just be themselves and you can just be Bam, you know?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And that's and that's my goal. And so I'm so glad that you are here. I'm going to get started with the first question, which is, what does manhood mean to you?
What is what?
What does manhood mean to you?
Oh, manhood. Manhood. For me, it could come in different variations. Manhood means to me as far as leaving a legacy behind, and taking the world and leaving leaving your growth mindset. Trying to take something that what you had it and making sure you leave it better than what you found it. Manhood is not about an age. To me, manhood is about experiences. It's about going through the trials and tribulations, going through the crucible, but making sure you come out as a phoenix and come out on the other side rising way better. It's not just because your age, that's just science. It's not about the amount of money you have, that's just finances. It's about when somebody says your name. I'll tell you one thing, manhood to me, I believe when you die, the amount of numbers at your funeral dictates your legacy, and that's manhood to me. That's manhood to me.
I got it. I got it. I hear you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, Bam, who and or what is important to you?
So as far as you're talking like as far as like mentors, idols, and stuff like that.
It's however you decide it, you define it.
Oh, you gonna put me on the spot because I hope I don't not mention people. But what I would say is I think a lot of people have idols and mentors, miscued. Do I believe you should always value in some form of repeat the blueprint of the greats, the great people that was always in front of us, the historians and some of the, famous people. But I also personally I believe your mentors, your idols should be the people that's in your communities that you can call and talk to on a day-to-day basis. I've been blessed that I have older gentlemen, older mentors around that I can call. One of my best friends, great friends, Theodore Marshall, and my old head Ted. I call him Teddy Pendergrass, Teddy P. Just based off because, you know, the amount of knowledge he's been able to bless into me, the amount of discipline and love, tough love, I want to say, he's been able to give me from my entrepreneurship phase to my, you know, through my sports performance sales phase, you know, creating my business, my entrepreneurship business, and even as a man, as a father phase, you know. And then into my soccer world, you know, you also have to have your idols, your mentors, and your business that you do on a day-to-day basis. And in my soccer world, I've been blessed for Tim Samuels. He's my technical director, you know, for one of my clubs, Kansas Soccer Club, and JT Dorsey's been one of my mentors from Eastern Pennsylvania Soccer Club. Two great black men that I've been able to call upon, especially Coach Tim. I'll talk to Coach Tim at 9:15 this morning when I was going through one of my overstimulated phases that I go through, just, you know, having the world on my shoulders. So when I be able to call and just be like, brother, I need to be vulnerable right now. And I don't need to be judged. I just need to be able to word vomit and just let me know I'm not crazy. And he'll give you that. He'll give you that free space just to word vomit, you know, be vulnerable as a man, because we always taught to be tough and be bold and don't cry and bulk up and tighten up, you know. And then also he's able to still give me that tough love and give me the disciplines I need for my field. And somebody like JT Dorsey's been able to help me, you know, elevate my coach career on the coaching education level, elevate my coach career as far as the connections and the positions he's been able to put me in different soccer programs and soccer clubs and organizations, put my name out there as far as in a coaching curriculum, so people know my name a lot more in the soccer world. Yeah, those three, if I have a Mount Rushmore, those three brothers are up there. Those three brothers are up there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Excellent. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, Bamm,
anytime.
How do you want us to see you?
So the reason why I said I believe Mount Rushmore has 4 faces, right? I think so, right? In history. And the reason why I said those 3 brothers up there, because the 4th one is going to be me. And, you know, I just feel as though I want people to see me, judge me for what I have, judge me for the work that I have done when it's all said and good, you know, and then never judge a man off his bad. You know, judge me off my good. As much as people are quick to whisper, your accomplishments and scream your failures, you know, people are quick to throw salt instead of confetti. Go off for the legacy that I've within this year alone. I trained over 155 plus souls over the course of 4 to 5 different organizations I had worked with from the 2024 going into the 2025 season. You know, so from when it first started, 2024 ball drop, all the way to the 2025 ball drop, I have trained almost 155 plus children. That's what you got to judge me of. I have taken kids that never played soccer before and turned them into 3 successful travel teams for Kansas Soccer Club. 33 plus kids. That's what you have to judge me off. Judge me off of when the kid's in trouble and I got a single parent that's calling my phone. I'm doing a school pop up on a Thursday. Judge me off of that. You know, being at these kids' winter concerts, you know, their spring concerts, their formals. Judge me off of that. Getting kids to the next level as far as high school and hopefully get, you know, producing D1 and D2 athletes. That's what you have to judge me off. Judge me off the work, you know, judge me off the work, judge me off the legacy and what I'm leaving behind for the future behind me.
Yeah, I hear you.
Or judge me off my character. A lot of people want to judge off character. Oh, he's cocky, you know, he's always loud, he's very arrogant. I mean, but also, last thing I learned, quiet people ain't at the top of the ladder either. Also, you know, Michael Jordan probably was one of the biggest assholes we could probably say and name, but he's also a GOAT for that reason. And he's also the top basketball players. And if you were playing basketball, you wouldn't even on your team. Same thing with Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace to the late Kobe Bryant. But you want him on your team. I'm the type, and nobody say you got to have dinner with me every night. We ain't got to go to the movies on a Saturday. But when it comes to training your child, when it comes to being on your team as far as in your coaching staff, you want to pick me. And that's what I want. Judge me off for that. Judge me off my work.
I hear you. Got it. Thank you.
Anytime.
So question 4 is, what is your epic dream?
My epic dream is to be, you know, on the MLS sideline. That's my epic dream. I want to be on the MLS sideline. I want to be, you know, a pro coach. Right now, I can say it to you because the world don't know yet. So by the time you probably drop this, the world wouldn't know. You know, I've been hired through New York Red Bull this upcoming season. I'll be running their youth academy program out of Cinnamison, New Jersey Soccer Club. So I'll be starting that February 24th. So, you know, this is a big another extra step in my ladder, being with the MLS pro team, working my way from the bottom up, starting with their youth development, the youth development program, and moving up to hopefully be on their academy team, and hopefully be on the first team in the MLS team. So the goal is to hopefully be a D1 soccer coach or make it, on the MLS pitch.
That is awesome. Excellent. Congratulations. That's really awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Excellent. So you've been telling us a lot about yourself already. You've been answering questions all along. But I'm going to ask you outright.
Yeah.
Mr. Bamm, do the people call you Bamm Bamm?
They do. So it's funny. So the funny thing is about that, right? When I'm coaching younger kids, I always get myself, hey guys, any kid under 11, right? I'm like, hey guys, I'm Coach Bamm, but you can call me Bamm Bamm for short. Because for some reason with kids, doing the Bamm Bamm is super simple and super easier than remembering Coach Bamm. They'll always remember Bamm Bamm over Coach Bamm. And then, so what it was is my fight nickname was Bamm Bamm. My full name is Sharif Bamm Jones. And what happened was in my fight game, obviously I was Bamm Bamm throughout my teens and stuff. When I got like 26, 27, I was like, all right, I don't think everybody needs to be calling me. I'm grown, man. I don't think you need to be calling me Bamm Bamm now. So I just like, yeah, just call me Bamm. But it's always Bamm with 2 M's. Call me Coach Bamm with 2 M's. And then from there, everything Bamm just stuck with me. It's been people, you know what I mean? People, obviously in the dating world and stuff like that, in the regular world, and I meet people and I always say, hey, my name's Bamm Jones. Obviously, girls, people are like, oh, well, what's your government name? What's your name? We break it. I'm not hiding from my name. I'm Arabic, I'm Muslim. It's Sharif, strong Muslim name. But I would tell people call me Bamm. It's not. I want you to call me Bamm because I want you to call me by my nickname. This is my trademark name. That's been built through legacy. This has been my name since I was a middle school wrestler, high school wrestler. It's been my name throughout my amateur fight career, 18 years old. My pro career at 21 years old. This has been the future for me. So you got to call me by my trademark name. It's like you call Beyonce, you call Prince, you call Tink, you call Bamm Bamm.
All right, Bamm. So now you've already actually answered this question, but I'm going to ask you again. Mr. Bamm Jones, Coach Bamm, who are you?
I'm a man of, I'm a father, I'm a son, I'm an uncle, I'm a big brother. I'm a man of multiple trades, multiple disciplines, a man of faith, a man of love, a man of family, and just a man of just winning is a byproduct of hard work and dedication. So I'm just a man of, if anything that you're going to do, you're going to give it 100%, 100%. Like if I wanted to be the most professional gum chewer, I'm going to let you know how many calories is in this gum, how many spits you get to the gum dry out. And, I'm going to let you know how many chews you're going to be able to get, how many bubbles you're able to pop. Like anything that I do it with 100% effort, or I just don't, or I don't touch it, or I don't even put my name on it.
I hear that. Thank you. Thank you so much. And so here we are already at question 6, which is, right? Is there anything that I should have asked you that I didn't, or you wanted me to ask you that I didn't? In other words, what did I miss?
I think for the most part, I think you touched up on a lot of things. The problem is, and I always had this problem when I do interviews and stuff like that. I think because a lot of people don't really answer the question direct. I have a problem answering the question too direct. So most of the time people just answer one word, and so that gives you another thing to porcupine off. I just think what a lot of people need to understand as far as, Black men, we are out here making a difference, just because we're not choosing to be the NBA stars and NFL stars. And shout out to all the greats, shout out to Saquon Barkley for doing what he's doing right now for the Eagles. Shout out to Jalen Hurts for what they're doing for the Eagles. But, a lot of these kids look up to those guys, but Saquon, no disrespect, ain't coming to nobody's school. Like I speak at schools on a day-to-day, anytime I get a chance to. I spoke at 7 schools last year. I'm always doing pop-ups, always doing youth advocate work in my communities and stuff like that. And it's just because, they paved their way, they're busy. They're busy guys. So I always say, don't forget about the little people and the pillars of your community. As much as you want to praise and look up to those guys, but I wanted to be like the guys that grew up in my neighborhood, the OGs that I seen wake up every day and go get it. One of my when I was growing up, Mr. Fisher Mr. Fisher was one of the disciplinarians in my elementary school. I went to AB Day. I love Mr. Fisher. You couldn't tell me I didn't want to grow up to be some form of in that coaching and that form of that education field. Well, another great mentor of mine that I wanted to be like as I was growing up was Jason Sargis. And Jason Sargis is a white man from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You know, my first MMA coach, which taught me everything I know. And I wanted to grow up to be just like him. Jason Sargis is probably one of the biggest reasons why I became a strength conditioning coach once I retired from mixed martial arts. Jason Sargis is probably one of the biggest reasons why I became a youth advocate. Jason Sargis bought me my first car. Jason Sargis put me in my first apartment. Jason Sargis gave me my first real sales job, I want to say, making me a manager of his gym, Brazen Boxing MMA, me handling the day-and-day sales, the phone calls, running three to four classes while also training 2 to 3 times a week. Taught me how to properly diet, you know, even taught me how to be a father in so many aspects because he made me develop myself as a young man, you know. And these are the people I wanted to be like. Like, I didn't want to be like Floyd Mayweather. I wanted to make the money like Floyd Mayweather, but I didn't want to be like Floyd Mayweather, you know. And I think that'd be the difference with a lot of these young kids. You want the perks that will come with that guy, but don't say you want to be like him because you don't know him, you know. Like, people probably want the perks that Meek Mill's have, being in Philly, being famous, born and raised, homegrown hero. Everybody know you when you go, paparazzi, but I don't want to be like Meek Mill's. But I want the perks that come with it. I want to walk down the street and people remember what I did for them, how I put them on, how I trained their son, how I popped up at their class, how I coached them at some youth camp. That's what I do want that legacy. I do want that praise, but I don't want to be like that guy. Jason Sargis, I wanted to be like. Mr. Fisher, I wanted to be like. Ted, I want to be like. Coach Tim, I wanted to be like. JT Dorsey, I want to be like. And these are guys that aren't famous. Some of them are blue collar. Some of them are millionaires. You know, they ain't putting no tax bracket. You know, I know what some of them is making. I ain't gonna say which ones is which. You know, I got millionaire friends. I got thousandaire friends. You know, and I want to be like the guys who put in the work in me. You know, and that's why I think we got to start getting young black men to idolize the pillars in your community. You can want the perks from that famous person, but don't be like somebody you do not know.
You just gave me the best commercial ever for King Crush Thursday. That's exactly it, my brother. That is exactly it.
That's right.
We see all these things in the media and we see exceptionalism all across the board, right? So to your point, you see LeBron, you see Michael Jordan on the positive side, if you will, right?
Yeah.
And we see all these other things on the negative side. And there's very little in between, like ordinary brothers holding it down and being the anchors of our community.
Yeah.
You know, that a young person could look up to. It's like, I want to be that. That is so beautiful. I want you to share this interview with every man who you mentioned because they need to hear.
Yeah.
They need to hear it from your mouth that the work that they did, being who they are, and that work, that grind. Because, you know, it can be a grind sometimes. And sometimes, you know, working with kids is not always the easiest thing because they're not always as grateful as we think they should be at the time. It's always later. People are like, oh, I can't believe they did this. And it's the love that's driving you, the discipline that's driving you. I have so much to say, but I'm not going to say anymore because you have said it all. And I honor you, my king. And I just pray that your epic dreams, all your epic dreams come true sooner rather than later. I'm so grateful for your presence in this world, and your presence in Philadelphia, your presence in the lives of so many young people who one day will say, I had this coach named Bam. Coach Bam Bam. His name was Bam Bam, and I got to call him Coach Bam. He is the man for me. He's the model for me. And I'm so grateful that I get to talk to you. And so thank you again for just being a part of this.
No, I appreciate it. And thank you for taking the time out to interview me. Thank you, Coach Jordan, too, for referring me and stuff like that. That's one of my kings. Every time we see each other, we handshake each other. I crown him. He crowned me. And we just taking back the land that was already ours. That's all. Let's take back the land that was already ours. That's and just awesome. stop trying to belong and already know that we are already here. Stop trying to sit at other people's tables. Create our own tables to sit on. I tell people all the time, stop trying to sit at that man's table. Stop trying to sit at that woman's table. You are in the room. Create your own table. Build your own chairs. Make your own opportunities. We already here. We got the talent. We got the gift. You just got to tap into it. And I just learned at a young age, at 21 years old, what was my gift in sports performance, and then ran with it from ever since there.
Awesome. That's awesome. That's excellent. Thank you so much. Stay right there because I want to thank the audience for joining us because I hope that you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. And if there is a positive and successful Black man in your life who you want to hear from and see highlighted in this forum, please click the link below or my bio, fill out the nomination form, and we'll take it from there. As Bamm just said, that's how we found him. And so we're so grateful to the brother who nominated him because we want to hear more. And I always say, success does not mean what someone does for a living. I don't care really what someone does for a living. What I really care about, as long as it's positive and that it is not, it is legal and somebody legal, not hurting somebody. Other than that, I don't really care what they do for a living, because what's really important is, as Bamm was saying, is the content of their character and the impact that they are having on the people around them, their community, starting with the nuclear family and then spreading out to the wider community. Those are the brothers that we also want to be a part of this repository and we want to hear from. So please continue to nominate and please stay tuned next week for yet another amazing king. And please remember to spread love and have a great day. Thank you so much. And Bamm, Bamm, Bamm. Thank you, my brother. That was awesome. That was awesome.
Anytime. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you too, my brother. Take care.